Welcome, today I bring you a special preview of The Ambassador's Daughter. Akin and Karim go to see Gyuvin and find him crying disconsolately in the hallway. He tells them that they have been fired since Tibor ratted him out for not paying his debt. Akin tells him that if Tibor ratted him out it wasn't because of the money since his debt was already paid. Gyuvin excitedly asks him if he paid his debt but Akin denies it. So Gyuvin asks who did it. Akin answers that it was Sanyor. Gyuvin confused asks why, but Akin just tells him that Sanyor paid his debt and paid Tibor to rat him out to the embassy. So Gyuvin is furious. Akin tells him that if he has lost his position and status it is because of Sanyor. So Gyuvin angrily says that Sanyor has taken his daughter, his granddaughter, and now he has taken his job. Akin asks him if he would like to do the same to Sanyor, offering his help to destroy him. Sanyor returns to the house. Meanwhile the girls are in the kitchen and when Menekşe and Haliz are left alone Menekşe asks her what her brother told her. Haliz asks her to stay out of it and just tells her that her brother and her are going to get rid of Nair. So Menekşe remembers Elvin's warning. So scared she asks her mother what they will do if Sanyor finds out and divorces her. Haliz shushes her and Elvin and Zara arrive. Sanyor sees his daughter, but Melek ignores him. Sanyor sits at the table and Haliz angrily tells him that Yahya hasn't come back yet and even if he did he would be very angry with him. Sanyor tells her that he already knows and after looking at Melek says that now everyone is angry with him. Nair arrives at Sanyor's house and goes to see Kavrak to ask him to call Sanyor. Kavrak goes to the table and tells Sanyor that Gigi is in a panic so he asks him to go take a look. As Sanyor leaves Sanyor asks him if Nair arrived and if that's why Gigi is upset. Kavrak replies yes so Sanyor goes to check. Meanwhile Menekşe goes to his room and calls his brother to ask him what he talked about with Haliz and what they are planning. Sanyor arrives with Nair, so she tells him that because of the fight Katsumi cancelled the meeting. Sanyor teases her and shows her the security cameras that recorded her talking to Katsumi. She asks him if he spends his days looking at her hotel cameras, so Sanyor tells her no and that they called him to let him know she was at that hotel. Then he asks for her phone, so she hands it to him. He writes her number and asks her to call him instead of going to his house. Then he asks her what she told Katsumi. She tells him that she told him a Japanese proverb and promised her that she would get him and Gedaiz to attend the Zebek and they agreed to sign the contract after that happens. But Sanyor tells her that he has no intention to reconcile with Gedaiz. She gets angry and tells him that he is very vindictive. Sanyor replies that he will not forgive a betrayal. Nair tells him that Gedaiz did not betray him and that he was just wrong to hire her. So if he wants he will give up that job if they make peace. Sanyor asks her if she really believes that all that happened because Gedaiz hired her. She asks him what is the problem then. Sanyor remembers when Gedaiz revealed to him that he is in love with Nair. So he answers that the problem is betrayal and that his problem is always the same, since he has trusted two people but those people betrayed him. She answers that neither Gedaiz nor she has betrayed him. He angrily talks about Melek. So Nair asks him why he brings up that topic when they are talking about his problem with Gedaiz. But Sanyor tells her that they are talking about everything because everything is related to her ruining his life. She tells him that he has destroyed her but she doesn't wish him the same. He asks her not to cry and to stop trying to make up with Gedaiz, as it's not going to happen and she should accept it. Sanyor leaves so Nair asks him to give Melek a kiss from him. But Sanyor says he can't do it because Melek is angry with him. Sanyor enters the house angry so Haliz gets worried. Melek follows him and remembers Menekşe's threat. So he decides to go to his room to take all his clothes. He takes them to Menekşe's room and gives them to him, saying he can tear everything if he wants but he will not obey him and goes to Sanyor. He asks her what she is doing there. So Melek answers that she knows he is sad because of all the arguments he has had and so she wants to go with him since he does the same for her. The next day Nair goes to wake up Gedaiz to tell him that she went to talk to Sanyor and tells him that he told her that he would not reconcile and that she was like an earthquake. So Gedaiz tells her that this is true but that an earthquake can create lakes, seas and continents. So they make the world a world. She thanks him for worrying to cheer her up when she knows he is sad and tries to cheer him up saying that she could talk to the Japanese and prevent them from canceling the deal. Tells him that Katsumi saw the fight but managed to convince him to wait for the Zebek. But Gedaiz tells her that there is no Zebek anymore. She asks him if he wasn't sad about the Japanese and asks him to go to the Zebek with Sanyar to sign the deal. Gedai's tells her that Sanyar won't attend. Nair replies that she knows Sanyar well but he doesn't know her. Gedai's asks her what she means. So she asks him if he will agree to go to the Zebek if she convinces Sanyar. Gedai says yes, as Sanyar is not just a partner for him. Meanwhile, Gyuvin goes to police station to meet with the manager of the financial crime fight. Gedai's mother complains about Nair, and seeing that Nair is going to leave, she goes to her and yells at her. Nugit tries to calm down his mother, who angrily leaves. Nugit apologizes to Nair for her mother's attitude, so Nair asks her not to worry and tells her that she has been thinking about how to get Gedai's and Sanyar to reconcile. Nugit tells her that Gedai's is willing to talk but Sanyar is very stubborn and won't budge. But Nair says she has a plan and needs an ally. Nugit tells her that she could talk to Zara but she won't do anything that will hurt her brother. But she knows someone who can help them. For his part, Elvin goes to find Yaya to try to reconcile with him, but Yaya angrily leaves. Nugit calls Elvin, who complains about his marital problems and asks for help, so Nugit tells him he can go to his house to talk about it. Menexi meets Dudu, so he apologizes for not being able to get the job Sanyar offered him and offers him another one. But Dudu tells him that Nair hired her as an assistant, so Menexi gets uncomfortable and after saying goodbye he goes to look for his brother. Meanwhile, Menexi's brother hires some men to set his plan in motion. Then he meets Menexi, who orders him not to do anything about the plan. He asks him why, so Menexi tells him that if they find out he is the culprit he will get her in trouble. But he swears to her that that won't happen since Halise thought of everything when she created the plan. Menexi tells her that if something goes wrong she will be the most affected and that even if Sanyar doesn't find out that plan won't save their marriage since every time Sanyar looks at Melek he will remember Nair. She also says that it is because of Melek that Sanyar does not want to have children with her, so she asks him not to put that plan into action, as she will find a way to get rid of Nair and Melek. Her brother asks her how much money she will give him for it, so she gives him a bracelet, but he asks for more. Menexi agrees to give him more, and her brother warns her that if she does not give him more he will do what Halise says. Elvin arrives at Mujit's house and talks about the problems in the family, but seeing Nair there she tries to leave. Mujit stops her and asks her to sit down, but Elvin tells her that if Refika tells Halise that she sat next to Nair she will get in big trouble. Mujit tells her that Refika is not there and asks her to sit down, so Elvin is happy, greets Nair and then sits down to ask her questions. And so we end this preview. Until next time.